What's going on, guys? Blue101 here, and today I'll be bringing you the Premier League predictions for the 2015-16 season. And in this video I'll be going through who I think is going to finish from 1st to 20th place. Now I know this is just my opinion and the transfer window isn't done yet, so these positions might change my opinion, but it's just my opinion as of right now before the season kicks off this weekend. Now, starting off in 20th place, I believe that Watford will finish 20th place. This is due to their lackluster signings. I mean, having Etienne Capoue as your high-profile signing doesn't really mean much, does it? And the number of managerial changes last season, I believe they had 5 different managers. They still finished second, but it's just going to be very bad for the team cohesion. I just think that they have been in the Premier League before, but not really recently, and their signings haven't really bulked up people's opinions on them finishing above 18th place, so I believe they will finish 20th. In 19th, I believe a team that had a very good season in their standards last season was Leicester. Leicester will finish 19th. First of all, their signings haven't really been up to scratch, as they actually only brought in one player that wasn't even there last season. So it's been pretty disappointing. And their manager, Claudio Ranieri, I mean, just look at what he did last year with the Greece job. He screwed up Euro 2004 winners Greece by not even winning a match with them, leaving them bottom of their group. Disgusting. I don't think Claudio Ranieri has it in him. He used to be manager of Chelsea 10 years ago, but even that wasn't good enough. So I believe he's probably going to get fired in the season. They're going to regret firing Nigel Pearson, and they will finish 19th, getting relegated. And the final relegation spot, a team that's been in the league for a number of years now, Sunderland. Sunderland will finish 18th. Now, looking in at who they brought, their strikers are pretty bad. They sold Connor Wickham, a very decent young striker, to Crystal Palace. He saved them from relegation 2 seasons ago, scoring against Chelsea and Man City. And now they sold him to Crystal Palace. It's pretty disappointing, in my opinion. Their manager, Dick Advocaat, said that he's going to retire after the season. Will he have the same motivation? I think not. And they only brought in Younes Kaboul, which is a decent signing, but he didn't really play much for Tottenham for a reason. So I believe Sunderland will finish 18th. Moving on to 17th place, the team I think that will finish there is Bournemouth. Now, Bournemouth are a newly promoted team that had a very last 6 years. I mean, they were in League 2, and their manager Eddie Howe took them all the way from League 2 to the Premier League. I mean, there's not much better you can do than that, eh? So, as a neutral, it would be nice to see Bournemouth stay in the Premier League, especially how when promoted teams go up, normally they just go back down, but it's nice to see when they stay up, like Leicester last season. But I think they'll stay up because they've actually been very good in the transfer window. Eddie Howe's got a lot of belief in his squad, and they've done amazing signings, I think, like getting Tyrone Mings, an up-and-coming left-back, which was quality in the Championship. They got Sylvain Distin, over 500 appearances in the Premier League. That's key experience at the back. And they got 2 goalies who are mid-table quality, Artur Borac and Adam Flodoraci. So I think Bournemouth will stay up. It'll be hard, like it always is for promoted teams, but I think Bournemouth will definitely stay in the league. And also another newly promoted team at 16th place is Norwich. Now, Norwich have actually been in the Premier League for the last few seasons, bar last one obviously. So it's hard to see. Maybe they shouldn't even been relegated 2 seasons ago, but their record signing Van Wolfswinkel was pretty poor that season. So hopefully Norwich can expect more from their strikers to stay up. They bought Robbie Brady from Hull. I'm not really sure that's a good signing, but Norwich have experience, which is the main thing, which is why I put them in that position. So moving on to 15th place, I believe a big team, probably the biggest team in the bottom half, Aston Villa, will finish in 15th place. Well, it's going to be very hard for them to push for the top half, but after losing Benteke and losing Delph, which was a very controversial move. But moving on away from that, I think Aston Villa have a very, very good squad. And their manager, Tim Sherwood, I doubt someone like him, a leader, a winner, would get relegated. And they've done a lot of business. They bought Micah Richards, a very good right back. I think he plays centre back as well. And they made him his captain already. I think he's going to be a quality signing for them. And also Jordan Ayew, the brother of Andre Ayew. I think that could be a good signing if it works well. And they also have a lot of different players here and about. But I think Tim Sherwood's got what it takes to lead Aston Villa to safety once again. So coming in at 14th place is their Birmingham rivals West Bromwich. And like I said, another reason why they're finishing the table, Tony Pulis. Tony Pulis knows what it takes to survive relegation. Crystal Palace and West Brom come to mind. Stoke when they came into the Premier League. If you want someone to keep you up, it's Tony Pulis. And they've got that star man, Berahino. He's going to have another good season, I'd say. Maybe get into the England senior squad. So West Brom 14th. Now moving up to 13th. Another good manager, Alan Pardew.
Now the reason why Alan Pardew is so key is because all you have to do is look at Newcastle last season without him. They were lost, they were a mess. They only won, I believe, 2 games with John Carver in charge. And without Alan Pardew last season, had they sacked him earlier, Newcastle probably would have been relegated. That's how bad they were without Pardew. And what Pardew has done with Palace even justifies it, because you look at Palace in the second half of the season, they were amazing. They were one of the teams in great form. Amazing victories over Liverpool and City. They were just doing a very good job. So that is why I'm putting Palace in 13th spot.
Now, the team I believe that will finish in 12th place is West Ham. Now, this may surprise some of you because the transfer business that they've done is actually amazing. Bringing Dimitri Payet is going to bring so much creativity. No more lumping the ball up to Carroll. Now they can actually play some nice football. Payet is a great signing. But the key reason I believe they won't finish maybe 8th or 9th, they have got the squad to do that. But the reason why is because, first of all, Slaven Bilic's first season managing Premier League. I think he'll do good. But will he be able to combine it with Europa League? I think not. Now, surprisingly, this video is made before the West Ham Europa League qualifier. I think they're drawing 2-2, so I'm not sure they might go through or not. But so if they go through, Europa League will be very hard to combine. Shown by Everton, shown by Swansea, shown by all different teams in the past. So I believe they'll finish 12th, even though they've got an amazing selection of strikers, Saka, Valencia, Carroll. I think 12th. Now moving on to 11th place, the team I think will finish there is Southampton. This is also surprising because they had an amazing season last season, but identically to West Ham, Europa League. I think that will be the key reason why they'll finish much lower than they did last season. It's just a virus. I remember Newcastle finishing in Europa League 5th place. Then they went to the bottom half straight away and have never recovered. So Europa League can kill a club. And also they've lost their key man Schneiderlin, who has been the main player for their successes in the last few seasons. Will they be able to replace him as well? I mean, Classy looks like a good signing, but I don't think he will fill that hole successfully. But 11th is where they're going to finish. In 10th place, a team that always lurks around the 9th spot, 10th spot, 8th spot, 11th spot, Stoke City, the definition of a mid-table club. Stoke City have actually signed, a few Barcelona rejects such as Bojan and Afellay, which has given them a new side to their game. I mean, previously all Stoke were known for were long throw-ins, long balls, hard windy nights, but now hopefully they'll be able to play attractive football. And Mark Hughes has really turned their team around, which is great to see. So I believe they're going to finish 10th spot, a place lower, but that's because mainly I think a team that finished in the bottom half will finish higher than they did. So moving on to 9th spot, I believe this might surprise you, but I think Newcastle will have a very good season and finish in the 9th spot, or it's a good season compared to the other seasons. This is because the players they have signed have been very good. They signed Mitrovic, a very good striker I think, and could do very well in the Premier League. He's pretty big, and he says he wants to be the new Alan Shearer or so. he's obviously got the Newcastle fans' hearts. And their manager, Steve McLaren, now whatever you may think of him as a flop, and he ruined England by not qualifying for the Euro 2008, that's in the past, and he has done very good at FC20, and he even did a decent-ish job of Derby, even though he didn't get promoted. But I think Steve McLaren can do a good job with Newcastle. And in 8th place, I believe Swansea City will have another good season, finishing they finished 8th last season. I think they finished 8th again. Their manager, Gary Monk, is actually a very good manager. What he's done in the last season after being a former player is tremendous. Swansea were like the only team in Premier League history, or one of them, to beat Arsenal and Man United twice in the season, which is very impressive. And yeah, Swansea will have another good season. The strikers they brought in, I think overall, like, they can do the job with a Burnley left, but it might be hard for them. Gomes and Eder, will they be able to lift their task? I still think their midfield is class though. Sigurdsson and Shelby and Ki-Sung Young, I think they have an amazing midfield. So moving on to 7th place now. The top 7 is probably the top 7 everyone thinks is going to be in the top 7. 7th place, Everton. Everton, who had a very poor season last season, due to Europa League mainly. But everyone knows they shouldn't have finished there, and they'll probably go back to 7th place, maybe get Europa League if no one outside the top 7 wins a cup. But I'm not sure Everton want the Europa League. But 7th place, where they're going to finish, they have class players: Lukaku, McCarthy, Gareth Barry, Barkley, John Stones and Jagielka, Tim Howard, a very good goalie, Baines, Coleman. Their team is very, very good. They should not have finished where they finished last season. So I'm predicting 7th place for them. Now in 6th place, one of the 2 spots Tottenham always like to occupy, but this season it'll be 6th and get Europa League yet again. Tottenham, they're a very good team. It's just that it's very hard to crack into the top 4. And I doubt they will. They don't have sufficient cover for Harry Kane. Their starting 11 is very good. The starting 11 could get top 4, but what happens when Eriksen gets tired and injured like he did last season? What happens if Kane stops scoring like he did at the end of last season? Where are the goals going to come from? Lamela hasn't really chipped in too much. Chadli scored a lot, so Chadli is actually a quality player, but Eriksen, Chadli, Kane, they shouldn't really rely just on those for goals. You need to buy just a sub-striker like Javier Hernandez from United. Just a backup striker like Berahino. If they get Berahino, I reckon they might challenge for top 4. But I don't see that happening this season. In 5th place, I'm going to go for a controversial move. I reckon, honestly, Manchester City to finish 5th place. Now, this might sound weird, but their core of Joe Hart, Kompany, Toure and Aguero, that's a very good core, but Kompany's losing a lot of form and he's been very disappointing in the last season. I don't think he's going to be able to go back to what he was. Yaya Toure is getting old. I mean, all this talk of birthday cakes and his form dropping, it's just weird, and I don't think he's, as good as he once was. He was the best midfielder in the Premier League. Now he might not even get to the top 5. And Aguero, class striker, last season top goal scorer, but his injury problems come back after a very sad Copa America where he lost in the final. I'm not sure he's going to score that many goals. I honestly think Man City will finish 5th in a very tense top 4 battle. And in 4th spot, I have gone for Liverpool. Liverpool have done a lot of good signings, and now their squad is huge. And their squad is very good. Benteke, I think Benteke will be their best signing. He's going to score a lot of goals for them. Firmino, an absolute class signing for a lot of money, but it's better for them to spend a lot of money on one player than a lot of money on 3 mediocre players. So I like their transfer business. Klein for 12 million, bargain. Liverpool,
and yeah, their midfield, Henderson,
moving on to
Milner,
the top 3.
Chan.
In 3rd position, I believe Manchester United will finish 3rd due to their amazing transfer window. I mean, bringing in Depay, Schneiderlin, Schweinsteiger and Darmian, all 4 will start in their starting 11. Brilliant upgrade, but the reason I'm not putting them in any of the top 2 positions is because they need time to gel, and the other two teams, Chelsea and Arsenal, have squads that have gelled together already, know each other, whereas United will take, a few months to gel. I think they'll finish third though, above City and above Liverpool, but I think between Liverpool, City and United, there's a fight for third and fourth place. It can go either way, but I see there's a gap between the top two and the other three teams for the title. Now in second place, I'll put Arsenal there. Now Arsenal have only made one signing, but their squad is already the second best squad in the league. Koscielny, an amazing centre back, Coquelin, Cazorla, a good midfield duo, Ozil, Sanchez and Giroud and Walcott. They've got a very good squad. It's just whether or not injuries will ruin them, like always. At the start of the season, they always predict they're going to win the league, but they never predict injuries, and with Arsenal there's always injuries. I mean, Jack Wilshere's already injured, and also I don't think Giroud's good enough to be a title winning striker. So I predict they're going to finish second, which is a very good improvement on last season. And they might fight for the title in the upcoming season. If they get Benzema, it might change. But they don't have Benzema, so second. And in first place, the Premier League champions, Chelsea. They have the best squad, the most balanced squad. They've got the best defence. They've got the second best striker, Costa. They've got Hazard, the best player in the league, one of the best players in the world. I don't see how Chelsea won't retain this title. It'll be very hard. I don't think it'll be as easy as it was last season for them. But with Mourinho, they've got the best manager in the world. So as long as Costa's not injured for too long and Fabregas doesn't disappear after January, I believe that Chelsea will win the league this season. So there you have it. That's my prediction. I hope you like and subscribe. And yeah, peace.